You see, people who are elected are responsible to the citizens. If we have some people in the background somewhere doing whatever they want, who are they responsible to?
We would encourage you to come forward and apply for a position on any.
Okay. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you here.
Mr. Mayor.
Through the chair, I just kind of want to point a few things out. They are, they're recommended by me. I don't even know if I put anybody on this planning commission. However, they are a recommending body. So they go in, they do all the due diligence, and then they make a recommendation to council.
Oh, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I think the citizens expect that you ought to be able to vote on the people who change their life. Would you agree with that? Sorry, I didn't mean to look at it. Sorry, thank you very much.
Now, before I recognize somebody that has already spoke, is there anybody that has not spoken that would like to speak on this issue? Got a gentleman here in the back, and then sir in the green. I would ask, if we're going to have a number of folks that will start lining up on this side once again. And good evening,
y'all. My name's Gary Warfield, born and raised in Taylor, 65 years now. I smoked my first joint in this neighborhood. And many more in every other neighborhood in Taylor. And I can't buy some legal weed. I gotta go to a neighbor or something like that. That's not right. The people voted. Make it happen.
Please. Thank you. Please come forward.
Amanda Ray with Bison Enterprises. I just wanted to say thank you again to the council for going over this ordinance and creating one that the voters did vote for, which was the 2,500 foot buffer. And then also, I would just like to bring to your attention that this ordinance was created so that way it would have the lesser amount of licenses, so that way that people would have a chance to apply, but it wouldn't be like 10 business licenses. It would only be a certain amount, a less amount, so that way we can see how this ordinance actually works. And you can always lessen the buffer later. And also, if you're worried about there being a lot of applications that come in, you can put a moratorium on licenses if you get more than 4, for instance. So I would urge you all to vote yes, and I want to also thank the Taylor voters for participating in democracy and voting at the ballot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please come forward.
My name is Tracy Cooley. I'm a neighbor from Trenton. So I know that this isn't like an open forum where we discuss back and forth, but I just want to clarify. Mr. Johnson said there's 4, maybe 5. I want more than maybe 5. But kind of for the citizens that voted against it, is that 40-some% of the people that you represent that are against it. And so the numbers keep changing. So how many times can you go back and try to find room, and then the number just keeps growing and growing depending how you divide it up. I was here when it was 4 in only the industrial areas, up to 4, and now it's maybe 5. I'm just saying, it's not, everyone didn't vote for it, and those that didn't vote for it want clarification of what the exact language is going to be before you stop talking about it and bringing it back up without the citizens voting on the new ballot.
Thank you.
Just to clarify that, the numbers changed because the distance changed back to 2,500 feet. So that can all be worked out before the next reading. We have to go Google Earth, or we have to do GSI. What there is, it's all industrial. It hasn't changed. It's not going to be in residential. It's not going to be around a school. It's going to be back. If you go drive these, most citizens of Taylor never go in these areas. You go drive it, it's pretty desolate back there. So that's where they're going, if it gets approved.
And as I noted in the last meeting, the city of Trenton has selected 1,000 feet. Sir, please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council, mayor. I want to thank all of you for on the city, on the people that voted. And I think you're doing the right thing tonight by continuing this discussion. But we all have to respect the vote, no matter what it is. You know, just like what happened today with Donald Trump. There's going to be half the country that doesn't like that. But here we are. We're a democracy. We came out, we voted. There was probably over 10,000
Not here.
more people that voted for it than didn't. It was the second time. The reason they voted for the 2,500 was because that was what was on the ballot. I think if the council would have probably done a little bit more homework, they would have realized at that time that that didn't work for anybody, and maybe it would have been 2,000 feet. So I give you so much credit. I know it's a lot of stress, a lot of hard work, and I'm so happy to see the citizens come out and fight for their vote to be heard. I also want citizens to know that when you do have the zoning that you're proposing, it does limit it. There might be 4 buildings that might fit that, but only one of them is going to work, if any, because they're already being used for something else. And so, not only does it, I don't think many people that are worried about the stores that don't use cannabis even go into the industrial zones. There's no use, no reason for them to go there. So what they're doing is they're taking these buildings and really turning them into a nice, safe place where people can be close, it's easy for them to get their medicine, and they don't have to buy it from the neighbor next door. What this does is it does take the grows out of the basement, believe it or not, because I'm in the business, and it makes the city better. You don't get the neighbor growing. They're going to come to the store, get their approved medicine, and they're going to go home and use their medicine, or adult use, whatever they want to do. But again, I just want to thank you guys. I hope we get the yes vote tonight. I know it's been a tough road for all of us, and hopefully at the end, we're going to satisfy enough of the people here and the people that are investing, and we can move forward. It may come a time when you can see there's greater need and you amend it to add more. But let's start small like you always wanted to, and I appreciate it. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Sir?
My name is Kurt Molino.
Thank you. Next. Sir, if you'd like to come forward.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Anthony Stanley. We got 203 Sylvan Chamber Street. I appreciate what y'all are trying to do and understand it's very confusing. Our breakdown is we voted for something and it's going to be more taxes than more money for roads, this, or whatever that needs to be done. By my house, I got literally pieces of the curb they're not on the curb. There's trees that are poorly cut by the ETE, things that could be fixed with more money. And we're just asking, do the right thing and help us out.
Thank you.
And how much have you smoked tonight?
Hi, Jim. My name is Kimberly Cullinan, and I live at 20117 Pinecrest. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you. I know it's a very hard job, time after time, but I do think that you guys should appreciate our vote. I can remember back in, I think it was in 1970, my grandmother was diagnosed with glaucoma, and her doctor suggested to her to smoke pot, so it would be better for her eyes. And I have a lung condition, and I don't know if you guys know, I'm pretty sick. So if I smoke it, it makes my lungs calm down. I'm a little nervous. I do want to ask you one thing. Have you guys been to any cities that have this in place? And do they go through this 2,500, what do I want to say? Hold on.
She doesn't even live here.
2,500 foot distance.
Yes.
Some cities are like us right now, where they opted out, they had to opt out for a certain time. Every city, village, township in the state of Michigan has gone through probably a similar process. Some have gone faster, some have decided that they will not go at all.
Because I think it's been questions, and I just seem like our city has taken so long to make a decision. So I just hope you make a yes vote tonight for the citizens.
Thank you.